Hey guys, God bless you. It's the Watchman's Post here. I figured I'd come on and try to show you a few articles. This here says the PLO, which they're saying is the Palestine Liberation Organization, wants to revoke the recognition of Israel. If you've been watching my videos lately, they're supposed to have a meeting with this guy, Boss, in the middle there, um, at the UN Security Council soon. Uh, so you want to keep an ear out for that. It says here the Palestinian Liberation Organization top leadership opened the way to suspending its recognition of Israel on Saturday, but stopped short of ordering the drastic measure. All right, here's another article. It says Abbas to make rare address to the UN Security Council. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas will deliver a rare address to the UN Security Council this month, the Council President said Thursday, amid strained relations with the U.S. administration. Abbas's address on February the 20th will come a few weeks after U.S. ambassadors Nikki Haley strongly criticized him during a council meeting and said he lacked the courage needed for a peace. Uh, Kuwait's ambassador Mansour Al-Tabi, who holds the council president for February, told reporters that it was important for the top UN body to listen to the president himself during the Middle East debate. U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel infuriated the Palestinians, who have called on the U.S. to be stripped of its mediation role in the peace process. They don't want us as the mediators anymore. They've gone to the Europeans. Tensions have also flared over the U.S. decision to cut funding to the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. I've checked into it, and I think they've cut about half for now, but Trump's talking about taking it all out from them. Israeli Ambassador Danny Danon said in a statement that Abbas's address to the council would further damage prospects for direct peace talks with Israel. After disseminating anti-Semitic messages in recent speeches, Mahmoud Abbas is now seeking to put an end to any possibility of negotiations with Israel by continuing to act against the United States and seeking unilateral action against Israel. Abbas is completely misreading today's reality and harming the prospects for a better future for his people, he added. At the council meeting last week, Haley said Abbas had insulted Trump and said, "We will not chase after a Palestinian leadership that lacks what is needed to achieve peace." She was referring to a speech Abbas gave on January 14 to the Palestinian leadership in which Abbas reportedly mocked Trump and thundered, "Damn your money," and in response to U.S. threats to cut off funding. The council has also invited former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, who signed the 1978 Camp David Accords between Israel and Egypt, to address an informal meeting on the Palestine on January 22nd. So this is just another article talking about his upcoming speech that's coming up. They've said so far he's going to try to get Palestine recognized officially as a state. They've said he's going to recognize or revoke any recognition of Israel. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say. Here's another article. It says Kuwait challenges the U.S. over the Palestinians and invites Jimmy Carter to speak at the UN Security Council. Again, that's the United Nations. This is talking about that same meeting where they're going to have a boss go up there and talk about something. They aren't sure what it is yet. I just kind of scan through this and try to read just the good parts here. It has invited Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas to address the UN Security Council at a February 20 meeting, and former U.S. President Jimmy Carter to address an informal United Nations Security Council gathering known as an ARIA formal meeting on February 22nd. Let's see. Abbas has confirmed he will go. Carter said he hasn't yet decided whether he's going to go or not. Let's see here. They're saying this is different because while Abbas annually addressed the UN General Assembly, he rarely speaks to other bodies in New York. So the General Assembly is not the same as the Security Council. The Security Council, I believe, is the executive branch of the United Nations. They have the final say. So he's going up as high as he can to talk to these guys. Let's scroll through some more here. Yeah, it says this guy Al Atabi. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. He's going to be one of the representatives for the Palestinians, and he's saying that none of the 15 council members. So they're saying there's 15, final council members on the Security Council at the United Nations. None of them have rejected Abbas's speech, so they're all for allowing him to come in and speak to the Security Council. Let's see. This is a longer article, so I'm just scanning through some of the more intriguing parts here. On Thursday, foreign ministers of the 22-member Arab League met in Cairo to discuss the need to come up with a multilateral process to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So the Arabs met, and they're pushing too. Since Trump's announcement, calls have increased by the Palestinians, the Arab League, and the European Union for the U.S. not to act as the sole broker to resolve conflict. Again, they're stating they want America out of this process. No more America as the mediator, because we're biased towards Israel because of our recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Palestinian Authority Foreign Minister Riyad al-Maliki told reporters in Cairo, "We are discussing the possibility of establishing an international multilateral committee as the previous mechanism no longer exists." So basically, they're just trying to get America out again. Let's see. This is what the EU foreign policy chief Frederica Mogherini confirmed yesterday, as well as several other states, he said. And that was the meeting where they wanted to try to get the funds, and they did end up receiving, 50 million or more so to fund the Palestinians. But it's building up to this UN meeting, is what it is. At the meeting, he urged Arab League action against the U.S. decision. So everybody's fired up about the American recognition of Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. It's only just begun. It sparked off a lot of people. Let's see. This is a longer article here. The Arab League ministers said that they would mobilize support for a renewed Palestinian bid to become a member state at the UN. So this is probably what they're trying to push for. They're saying that, America is probably going to veto it, but they're pushing anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what's going to come of this. I believe that's what that's saying there. So in here at the end, it says, "We are committed to serious negotiations as, of course, to the establishment of the Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital." based on the 1967 borders. So they want a Palestinian capital and East Jerusalem. They want to divide Jerusalem. See if I can find you some more articles. All right, guys, here's another article. It says the Arab ministers call for a UN-led mechanism for Palestine peace process. This is talking about the same stuff, guys. Abbas to address the UN Security Council as Palestinian minister says the U.S.-led peace process has ceased to exist. It's not that they don't want peace, they just don't want the U.S. to negotiate the peace anymore. Let's see what they got here. I'm not going to read it all, I'm just going to read parts of it here. Arab foreign ministers on Thursday called for the creation of a UN-backed multilateral mechanism because they don't want the old mechanism with the U.S. anymore. They want a new mechanism for peace with other people as mediators to help revive the peace process between Israel and the Palestinians. The appeal was issued at the end of the two-day meeting. Ever since they moved we've decided to recognize Jerusalem as the capital. This has sparked everything, and they're funded. It says the Palestinians have frozen contacts with Trump. They haven't talked to the U.S. ever since he's made that decision. Meeting at the Arab League headquarters in Cairo, that same meeting, the foreign ministers call for a creation of an international multilateral mechanism under the aegis of United Nations to sponsor the peace process. So they want new people to represent this peace process at the United Nations. So this is probably part of what's going to be discussed coming up soon at that UN speech with Abbas. They asked for international conference to restart the peace talks between Israel and Palestine, and the international recognition. This is what they continue to talk about. A Palestinian state is what they want, with East Jerusalem as its capital. Over and over and over, every one of these articles, this is seeming to be a theme. If you've noticed, if you've been watching all these videos or whatever, there's a picture of the Arab League there. Arab League chief Ahmed Abul Gheit told a news conference the peace process should not remain within the hands of one faction. Meaning what? They don't want America to have to say so. They want to negotiate with other people. It talks a little bit about what's been going on. There, Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas will deliver a rare address at the UN Security Council on the 20th of February. Over and over, they're talking about his speech, whatever he's going to talk about. They're working on something. All of these bigwig guys from all over the world, the Arabs, the European Union, they're dumping $50 million out, and they're talking about Abbas going up to the UN. Like I said, nothing might happen. Something might happen. Who knows? But it's something to watch for. You know, Israel is God's country. It's God's land. That's His capital. So who knows what's gonna happen? Let me scroll through here some more, see if we can find anything else. Yeah, the rest is just talking about what's been going on. They've been having some trash talk going back and forth. But yeah, they're gonna go to the council. All right, so let me see if I can find any more articles for you. I think I got at least one more. All right. Here's one more, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. News agency. It's a Arab one, but it says PA, which is the Palestinians, will go to the Security Council for full membership. So this is what these guys are saying they're going for. There's so many mixed stories and information out there. They're definitely going. They all agree on that. We'll find out whatever Abbas says when he gets up there. It says the United States is trying to establish an alternative Palestinian leadership in response to the Palestinian rejection of the Washington sponsorship of the political process following U.S. Donald Trump's decision to consider Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, according to a Palestinian security official. So they're saying that we're looking for new people to negotiate with, but I think generally the theme has been that Abbas and his boys are looking for new people to negotiate with. So you got to remember, this is I'm reading both sides here. Some of these reports are from Jerusalem Post, Israeli Times, and a couple of these are Arabs, so they're going to be from the other side. But I'm looking for any bit of information from whoever's got whatever. Palestinian Security Service spokesman Major General Adnan Damiri indicated the United States has in fact started a series of steps to undermine the Palestinian leadership and is now seeking to promote alternative figures. So they're blaming it all on us. It's all the Americans' fault. It's your fault. Challenges are now clear after the U.S. President Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem as the capital. That's their problem. We don't like that. So that's really put some pressure on everybody. Made everybody mad. The changing of the fundings, flipping around the fundings, cutting half their fundings off, talking about taking all their fundings, really made them mad. Things are changed now. He's going up there and he's negotiating with new people. Their pressure's put on. Let's see here. Just wait. There's some good stuff in here. So here's Trump responded by threatening to enforce sanctions and further pressure expected through the block of financial aid. So he's putting pressure on them, cutting their money off. Acceleration of the settlement establishment, intensifying attacks, particularly in Jerusalem. So they're saying we're bullying them. Talking about full UN status. They want to be recognized by the world officially as a state, even though they've split up the land and let them have some land. They don't have a seat at the council, and they want that too. They want to be official. They want a seat at the at the UN, which they don't have. I don't know about the Security Council or not. And they're talking again about this United Nations Security Council on the 20th. That meeting again. Maliki, that guy, Let's see. You gotta love how they say that God's people are occupying their land. They call it the Israeli occupation. So yeah, this one was mainly just about them going to the UN on the 20th, 21st, 22nd. They're going to have lots of little meetings there. One of those days, they'll decide to tell us what they've talked about. Some of them are going to be private, some are going to be public. But yeah, that was one of the first ones I found. And here I've got some. I went through some of these articles and just went ahead and cut the chase and copied some of the good, or better statements out of them. Mogherini, which was the lady from the EU, told reporters any plan that has a possibility to become a realistic roadmap out of experience cannot but be based on the Oslo Accords and the two-state perspective. Under that scenario, she said, Jerusalem would be the future capital of both states, Israel and Palestine. So they want, over and over and over, they want a Palestinian capital in Jerusalem. They want half of Jerusalem, split that up. Right now, they've got control over the mount, with the, that Dome of the Rock up there. So, there's lots of options that can come with these talks, and I'm sure that mount's going to be a part of it at some point. The Palestinian leader announced Thursday, each one of these is from a different article, that he would seek an audience with the Security Council on February 20th during the UN body's monthly meeting on the situation in the Middle East amid strained relations with the U.S. administration, uh, because we've recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. It's strained their relations. None of the 15 Security Council members opposed Abbas' planned address. They're all for him coming in there and talking to say whatever he wants. Jerusalem remains at the core of the Middle East conflict. So, yeah, this is what they're worried about too. With the Palestinians hoping that East Jerusalem, again occupied by Israel, which that's what they say, might eventually serve as the capital of a Palestinian state. They want half of Jerusalem. They want uh, that as a Palestinian capital, not just an Israeli capital. Palestinian Authority Foreign Minister Raed al Maliki told reporters in Cairo, "We are discussing the possibility of establishing an international multilateral committee as the previous mechanism no longer exists." So basically, he's saying, we refuse to make any discussions with the Americans, United States. We want a new mechanism. We want new people to come sit at this horseshoe table, and who we like better, and that's the Europeans, the Russians, uh, and Arabs. Anybody but us, because well, we've sided with their enemy now, so they can't discuss with us. So that's generally several articles now. I'm sure you get the point. It's pretty repetitive. Keep watch. Stay watchful. God bless you all in Jesus' holy name. Amen.